You're watching Mirror 7 News. Stay informed, stay ahead for more news.
Last night, the Ecuadorian national team faced off against Canada at Toronto's BMO Field in what turned out to be a tense and hard-fought friendly. The match ended in a 0-0 draw, leaving Ecuador with a sense of frustration despite controlling much of the game. This game marked one of Ecuador's final preparations before the 2026 World Cup, with coach Sebastián Becachese eager to see his team maintain their FIFA ranking and secure a favorable position in the World Cup draw. Ecuador took to the field with Hernan Galíndez in goal, while their defensive line consisted of Angelo Preciado, Joel Ordóñez, William Pacho, and Piero Hincapié. The midfield featured Moisés Caicedo, Pedro Vite, Alan Franco, and Nilson Angulo, with Kevin Rodriguez and Ener Valencia leading the attack. The team appeared determined to assert dominance from the start, relying heavily on the skill and experience of Caicedo and Hincapié to organize the play and keep the Canadian attack in check. Canada, on the other hand, played with a lineup that included St. Clair in goal, a defensive quartet of Laria, Miller, Waterman, and Nico Sigur, and a midfield anchored by Ali Ahmed, Steven Eustáquio, Ismail Kone, and Tejan Buchanan. Up front, Jonathan David and Tani Oluwaseyi were tasked with creating chances against the Ecuadorian defense. Despite being reduced to 10 men early in the match after a red card for Ali Ahmed, Canada managed to stay organized and resilient throughout the 90 minutes. The match itself was physically demanding and full of intensity. Ecuador created several opportunities, most notably from William Pacho and Pedro Vigite, but the finishing touch was never found. Canada, though at a numerical disadvantage, managed to disrupt Ecuador's rhythm with aggressive pressing and quick counterattacks. Yellow cards were issued on both sides, highlighting the competitive nature of the contest. Moisés Caicedo's late protest earned him a booking, while Piero Hincapié was recognized as Ecuador's standout performer for his leadership and defensive contributions. Substitutions were used strategically, with Gonzalo Plata, Jeremy Arevalo, and Daniel Castillo introduced to provide fresh legs and test the team's depth ahead of the World Cup. Canada also made several changes, bringing in players like Jadon Nelson and Thelonious Bayer to keep their squad competitive despite the early dismissal. In the end, the game concluded in a goalless draw, a result that may raise some concerns for Ecuador as they look to fine-tune their strategy before the global stage. Coach Becachese expressed his satisfaction with the team's overall performance, but admitted that finishing remains an area for improvement. For Canada, the draw felt like a moral victory, as they managed to hold off a technically superior side, even while playing with one fewer player. A friendly provided valuable insights into both teams' preparations. Ecuador continues to build momentum ahead of the 2026 World Cup, hoping to secure a top seeding and capitalize on the talents of key players like Ener Valencia and Moisés Caicedo. Meanwhile, Canada demonstrated resilience and defensive discipline, showing they can compete under challenging circumstances. Fans in Toronto witnessed a tactical, high-energy encounter that emphasized teamwork, determination, and the fine margins that can define international football. Stay subscribed for more videos.